Happy New Year. Hey, Watermelon. Happy New Year, my love. How are you on this fine New Year's Day? It's all good in the hood over here, I guess. Hey, it's another day. I just believe in my heart everything from today forward is going to be great. You know what I mean? Everything forward has to be great. It ain't like we can expect what was to be going forward. So anything that was good, we wish it go forward. Anything that wasn't, to hell with it. No, I'm just kidding. That's why my little thing say, Happy New Year's, motherfuckers. I be looking at these young folks too much. I like that little song by that girl Jaden, whatever her name is, Blueface Baby Mama. She was like, "Hello, motherfuckers." Was I kissing at the Hey Selena, Happy New Year? Was I kissing at the stroke of midnight? Hell no. Listen, that's a whole story in itself. At the stroke of midnight, I should have stayed online with y'all. I could have did what I did and stayed online too. I had 2 minutes, like it's 2 minutes to New Year's. It was like Happy New Year. But it was good all the same. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I can't complain about my New Year. Hey, Marissa. Happy New Year, honey. Praying we all have a prosperous year. No, we're gonna have a prosperous year. Let's pray that we get all the connections we need, all um the strategies, all the ideas and the witty inventions, whatever it is that we need to make it go. Let's pray we get it. Or we got it. Put it that way. Not we get it, we got it. And then do our thing, since it's all women on right now. Ladies, stand up. Let it stand up. Let's do what we do. You know. Let's not take the Proverbs 31 woman and make her hey, he said that the man is, but forget the man. Proverbs 31 is powerful without a man. What most people fail to realize is Proverbs 31 was not written for us. Who can find a virtuous woman? She's far more precious than rubies, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't written for us, but it is a good format to follow as a woman. Because if you read it in the Message Bible, it goes on to say how, how we want, how people are like, oh, I want to be a boss bitch and all that stuff. If you really read Proverbs 31, that's the real example. She know how to take care of her house. She know how to maintain the bills. She handles many businesses. That's a boss to me. But we think that, oh, this is what we're supposed to be. No, that's what you're supposed to be, period. But, for those that don't know, that was King Lemuel's mother speaking to him as to what he's supposed to look for in a wife, a woman. And then do with us. But like I said, it's a good format to follow. Yes, indeed. That's why I try to be, that's why I caption this thing, New Year. You know how we always be like, New Year, new me. Why we want to be new and not just better? You know what I mean? Like, why do we have to change? Why shouldn't we remain the same but just get better? Now, unless you're just a screwed up person, and maybe you do need to change. But to me, better me. We should always be striving to improve on top of what we are because we didn't work so hard to get to where we are now just to say dismiss it. You know what I mean? Like any of us, male, man, woman, child, whatever the case may be, we didn't come this far to dismiss all that. I think it's just a point of carrying forward the things that we need and knowing to leave behind the things that we don't. Because there are things that I believe it ain't just because it's unnecessary, but because the time is up for those things. Although we carry those things, we carry them to a certain destination and then you drop it off. So I hope that, in this new year, we drop off those things instead of carrying it on into the new, because we don't want to be bogged down by things that we're not even supposed to be holding on to anymore. We don't want to be bogged down and tied to those same, um, sometimes I think we can get tied down to goals we've actually reached as if we haven't reached them. Let's be mindful of the things that we did accomplish versus the things that we didn't. And if we didn't accomplish certain things, understand the why and then go forward with whether it's useful or not. If it's not useful, then there's no need to continue on. But if it's useful, then you find out what it is that didn't get it cracking and get rid of that and then use whatever you learned from when it didn't get cracking going forward, if that makes sense. Yeah. Many business while I'm minding my business. Heck yeah, you supposed to mind your own business. If you don't mind your business first, none of your businesses will work. None of them. But that's the beauty of it. I think we dumb down ourselves as human beings, everything that we are capable of. Some of us turn away from things that we think we shouldn't do because we're not, hey, realists, that we're not, I don't know what we think. I'll say there's some things I shied away from because I thought, like, I don't think I'll probably, man, I ain't trying to do that. I should be doing, like, let's say me opening up a shop. I said I'll never open a shop again. But since I've been here, I just feel like, I know it ain't going to be immediately, but I know eventually I'm going to have to do that shop that serves that purpose that the other two didn't. And I can't look at the fact that I've had two before to say I ain't doing it no more because those two, blah blah blah. The first one, it wasn't that it didn't work. It was that God told me to leave my business. That's how it went. Thank you. I appreciate you. I had to get my leftovers heated up. And then the second business, I believe it was to build character, to show me what I was capable of, even when I didn't think I wasn't. I was capable of putting down a whole floor myself. I learned how to do, they called it a paper bag floor. I seen it online, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this on my shop. I did that. It was painful, y'all. I talk about that all the time with y'all. It was painful, but I learned in all that pain and all that going through and figuring it out how to do things that I am most capable. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I need help. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things I don't need help with. So I need to be aware that I'm able to handle a large scale of things on my own. Things that I probably didn't think I could handle, I can. That's what I learned out of that second venture. Is I'm built for this. Whatever this is, you know what I mean? At that time, it was that salon. Right now, it might be just where I am in my transition. I was just telling my friend, like, if I didn't meet him, I feel like I wouldn't be in Virginia right now. Where I'd be, I don't know. Probably home just to get a good footing and grounding for myself to launch out again, because I wouldn't be staying in Ohio. But there's one thing about home, you can go back and get yourself together so that we can recalibrate. figure out where we were off, where, whatever the case may be. You go back there and you get that sense of woosah so you can begin again. I probably wouldn't be here, but I'm grateful that I'm here because I know that wherever I'm at, greatness is before me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for that in the new year, that I didn't have to uh go back home. Go back home. Regardless of the fact, I knew it was time to leave Charleston. Pretty much. But I really just wanted to come on and really make sure everybody was okay in the new year. I got to almost bring in New Year's with Watermelon and Gary. Who else was on there? Watermelon. Oh, Chicky was there. Um, but I'm excited about the new year. I got to see Selena before, well before the new year hit, but it was prior to. Other than that, I ain't really had no connection with nobody. I went to yesterday. What did I do? I went to church. It was awesome. I was very late, but I still went. Yeah, I'll be tired after work. In my mind, I'm gonna be up and headed out to church at 9:30. I woke up at 9:17. But I still put my clothes on and got out the door and went to church. I still got to go back and look how it happened, but I think it was some kind of altar call. So they had all the chairs stacked up, and yeah, we had to stand up. But it was a really good service. Got to see some things happen that a lot of people downplay or dismiss. Like healing to me, it's a major thing because if we have a level of faith, we all have the ability to be healed from something if we're seeking any kind of illness. And a few weeks ago, there was a guy that went up with his wife went to the altar, and the pastor had a word for the wife, but then it ended up being for the husband as well. And the husband was in a wheelchair, and I don't know what his backstory was that landed him there, but I know in that first word, it was just like he wanted to give up on life. He didn't want to do it anymore. And a lot of time people dismiss that stuff as not real. But if you have discernment, you can feel in your heart that this was so for this man. And it was such an honor to see yesterday. He asked him, "What do you want from the Lord?" He said, "I want to walk." And many people probably think, "Oh my God, you mean to tell me he was up there in the wheelchair and he got up and walked?" I don't think that was the case with this. What my heart was receiving in that situation was there was a man who had been bound to this wheelchair for whatever reason, that had gave up hope, that didn't want to be here anymore, and felt like he was no longer needed or whatever the case may be. I think that yesterday he came to that point where he wanted to live and not die. So therefore, when he asked him what did he want, he said, "I want to walk." Even the pastor was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you want to walk? Okay, well, we're gonna help you." And I told my friend, I said he could walk all the time. He just didn't believe. He didn't have that level of faith. While others can have faith around you, for you, without your faith, a lot of things don't come to pass. I tell people all the time, I can, pray for me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, have you prayed for yourself? Because I can believe with all my heart for you. But if you don't have a level of faith for yourself, you won't believe no matter how much I believe. So it was cool to see him basically walk around through the whole church. I say finally. Because I feel like he could have walked a long time ago. He just didn't have that faith inside of him. You know, to see young people coming to Christ, giving their lives. To see guys that we would probably look at and classify them as street dudes. Not understand totally, but know they need to give their life to Christ. I don't know all about the Bible. I don't know all about this and that, but I know I need to give my life. That's what I loved about, service yesterday. You saw a level of people just coming to God, even young people. There was a guy, a boy that was 16, and his friend went to the altar because he said he wanted to be saved. What ended up happening was the pastor was like, well, don't leave your friend hanging. Come up here with him. When he got up there, he got the word of his life. He was a leader. Then his mother came. Then his sister came. And when his mother and sister came, he talked about how his posture changed with his parents, when his mother came and sister. Like he was their protectors. These people were from Houston. I don't know how long they've been here, but the friend that came up with the boy that went to get saved. Matter of fact, I think it was a friend of the family. It was weird. I don't know if they were brothers or what, but when he got up there, he was telling him, like, there's something powerful in your life, blah, blah, blah. And dude was acting silly and stuff, but you could see in the moment where it hit his spirit, like, man, our kids don't know how to act sometimes, so he didn't do nothing disrespectful, but he's being a little bit comical in the situation. And he told him, like, I'm going to bless you today with $200. And then next thing you know, people started giving and asking for his cash app. And I'm very observant, so I was watching the young man. And I remember at one point he looked at his phone and his eyes got so big. And I said, I bet you anything his mother had a need. Because the one thing the pastor asked him, like, I would never tell you what to do with this money. Just make sure you take your mother, your sister out for a good meal. I think his mom had a need, and that's just the way God operated in that moment. Whatever that family needed, it happened yesterday. I get excited about stuff like that because, heck, I be having needs too. But guess what? One day it's going to be me. Either I'm going to be getting blessed or I'm going to be the person blessing somebody in that fashion. Because it's at any given moment, we all need it. Good, Happy New Year, Bolo. Happy New Year. So it's like we never even got to the message of the day. I'm just more like Holy Spirit just moving, And then after that, I went to dinner to a place that I wanted to go. It's a place called Chef's Kitchen and Cocktails. It was amazing. It's owned by two black young ladies that I know. And that's the part of the research I did. It's black owned. It's two young ladies that own it. But it was like 5-star. The cuisine was good. The atmosphere was good. Everything was just good, And I think that's also man, it's always good to see someone that is our peer, someone that looks like you in a successful situation, creating something that is great for its clients, its community, something on a level that a lot of people would say, oh, it's the white people type stuff. It's not. Good service doesn't have a color. We should all want to be, if we're in a business of service, we should all want to have good quality service. Everything was good. And I was excited to go because I've been seeing it on Instagram. I had lobster mac and cheese. Let me tell y'all. It was like a big lobster sitting in the middle of this mac and cheese. It's like a cast iron skillet. And in the macaroni and cheese, they have shrimp and crab meat. A whole bunch of cheese. Then you can get your lobster um fried, or I guess broiled, steamed. I don't know, whatever other way they cook it. It was so good. And then my honey had surf and turf. We had the lobster tail shrimp with the sirloin steak on top of this rice. Everything was just good. It was just good. It was one of them places that you can say, man, this is birthed through my people. Hey, realist, you wouldn't have been able to handle this one. Because I was almost like, this is too much cheese. It was so. I didn't even want to finish it up because I felt like I needed to get it out of there and mix it up so all that cheese can go throughout everything. It was good though. But it was a nice little atmosphere. If y'all follow me on IG, y'all see a couple of pictures in my story. And then after that, I watched. I think it was Captain America or Avengers, one of them shows. I like Ruby relaxers at Ruby Tuesday. So I bought the ingredients to make my own Ruby relaxers, and that's what I did. Ruby relaxers all night long. And I was knocked out. Then I woke up. Then I was on live with Gary and Watermelon and Chicky. Right. And then I had got off right before, like 2 minutes before midnight. So all in all, it ended well and started well. But I just came on here today just because I know everybody gonna be out here. Oh, it's a new year, a new me. Let's not be a new me. Let's be a better me. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with us. Yeah, it might be some things you need to change, but that all goes towards making ourselves better, being in a better position, having a better mindset, having a better focus. Everything that we didn't have before, or we was sliding ourselves on in 2023, do better. What they say, when you know better, you do better. That's what we trying to do. Do better because we know better. Just stick to the cereal. I can't wait to get my place so I can just buy a bunch of cereal and big gallons of milk and just sit in the bed and eat cereal. You know what I mean? I've been deprived. That's my point for cereal. Right now, I'm waiting to go to work tonight. Y'all don't know. I be like, going to work at night is I be dreading them hours before. It's like right now it's about to be 4 o'clock. So I mean I got 2 hours and maybe 10 minutes before I gotta get on the road to get there. This is the hardest time right here because during this time is when I fight with myself not to take off. And the only thing that keeps me from taking off is, number one, I don't have that much time to take off. And number two, if I do use that time, I need to use it at a time where I really, 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 really need it. And that time is not now. I'm waiting on to get to them 30 days and they send me that email and give me that offer to be a permanent employee. When that comes, my world will change because I'll be able to transfer into the position and the schedule that I want. So I can work when I want to, not when I have to. Then I can get back focused on building my clientele. Everything is hard right now because of the absence of stability in a sense. And and when I say that, it's just because, like I said, the way my days go and my night is just like I work from 7, but Saturday to Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. By the time I get off work, I'm tired. I lay down, I'm waking up 1, 2 o'clock. That's almost time to go back to work. So therefore, I don't have time in between the days to even try to go and do some hair. Then when I get to Tuesday, when I get off that morning, when I get off Wednesday morning, I'm dog tired. I can't even recoup to get up and do nothing half the time. So that's a rest day. Come Thursday, I just don't feel like it. I'm tired still. But once I get my place, like I said, when I get off work, I go straight home, get in the bed, boom, set my alarm clock, maybe 11 o'clock, get up. I'll say 10. Set it for 10 o'clock, get up, get moving. Come home about 3. Take me a little nap, hour, hour and a half, then get up, go to work. That little bit of rest would change my whole life. That's the only thing I'm missing right now is the ability to have proper naps. But when I get on 30 days, I get to get on a flex schedule, and I'll be required to work 4 hours for the entire month, and I can pick the schedule when I want to go. That is gonna be banging. But it also allowed me time that even if I'm at my own place and I got time of rest, maybe I don't wake up and go to the salon. I can wake up and sit down and really campaign for my hair business. Go online, post pictures, and do all the things that I need to do to get my presence up. But in between tired and sleepy and going to work and getting off work, I just don't have it in me. I've set out to start like posting things and been falling asleep in the middle of doing it. So the best gift I can have for 2024 is going to be when I get them keys, baby. When I get them keys, it's all good. I didn't work here yet. I just knew he'd be here. Word, is you in the rapture? I'll be trying to say hello to everybody that's normally here. So watermelon, what is it that you're gonna one thing that you're gonna commit to going into this new year? Have you thought about it? But realist, I have to be proud of me because I'm a woman who hasn't worked a regular job in 30 years, man. So to be still employed, that's a huge accomplishment for me. It's like I've accepted the fact that I'm working a normal job right now. And I really don't want to stop. I would just rather be on that schedule and I can make my own schedule. Hey, double, double. Okay. We need that. Happy New Year, double, double. I was able to touch base with Double Speaks too before the new year came in. Now that I think about it. Honey, I'm committed to getting my life in order. Right now, my life is a big go. And that's all I can do until everything starts to fall in place. Just go. Go to work. Go to sleep. Get up. Go out. Go back to work. That is what she's supposed to do. But you know how hard sometimes it is for people to do that, really take time for themselves because I could be wrong, but sometimes when we do things for ourselves, we feel guilty, especially when we have children. I was a person that felt guilty every time I spent money on myself because I felt like I had to buy my kids something too, or I could have bought them something and not me. So I understand why that's a thing. Yeah, man. Sometimes we have to make that conscious decision to make time for ourselves because if we don't, guess what? In the end, our children and our families suffer because we didn't have adequate me time. Even time by yourself. You may still be thinking about your responsibilities, but at least you got that time to get that clarity. But personally, if you take a time for yourself, put all that stuff on the shelf, get you a fucking bucket. Everything that you can change and fix, you keep it. Anything that you can't change and fix, you throw it in the bucket. Bucket. There we go. Fucking bucket. That's the word for today. Use your fucking bucket, okay? Watermelon. No is a complete sentence. You don't give everything where you don't have anything left to give for your, left for yourself. You give what you can. Give what you can. And because you're such a giver, then you definitely have to learn to receive blessings. That's the benefit of being a blessing to others. You receive blessings in return. Don't shoot them down when they come back to you. I say you reap what you sow. Recognize when that seed is being returned. You gotta recognize it. I'm even in a place where, damn, that was hard to come out apparently. Where you know how somebody offer you something, hey, I got some grapes, you want some? I was always the person to say no, even though I wanted one or something. I've been practicing that for the last year. If somebody asks me if I want something, would you like to have some? Stop saying no when you know you want some. Hey, you want to taste this pizza? Yep. And it's okay to take your blessings and give to them if you don't need it. Don't look at it and be like, I could use this, but somebody can use it more than me. No, you can use it. You can use it. And then, I mean, it's safe to say we're not always supposed to be a blessing to everybody all the time. That might sound cruel or harsh, but that's a real life statement. Some people out here getting blessed when they have no good bone in their body, but because we're good, we continue to bless them. Or maybe they do deserve a blessing, but it's for somebody else to give it to them and not you. I hope that don't sound horrible, but I don't really believe that every single person. That's how we get messed up because we think just because we have a good heart, we're supposed to just be this blessing to every person that needs something. When that person normally would know how your heart is and they'll play on it. Turn up our discernment in 2024 so we're not giving away our stuff for nothing when it was somebody right there that needed it, probably more than that person. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a giver. But know when to keep what's given to you as a blessing and know when to hold on to what you shouldn't be giving nobody, especially when you ain't got it within you. Because that person isn't worthy or is ungrateful and they're just manipulative. And that starts with our children. They be the most manipulative hussies and niggers in the world. No, I'm just kidding. Boy, your kids will manipulate the mess out of you. You know why I know? Because I used to manipulate the mess out of my mama because I knew that she would never, ever, ever say no. I knew that. But at the same time, I also knew I had to stop being that way. So you ain't sharing your Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, realness? Listen, have you ever tried Fruity Pebbles with bananas in it? Oh my God. If you like bananas, thank me later. I wouldn't have never thought to put bananas and fruity pebbles, and somebody told me that. Mm-mm. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You gonna share Fruit Loops because they ain't the same no more. Fruit Loops ain't back like back in the day. When they started trying to make everything healthy, they messed up a lot of stuff. What cereals that they changed it? Honeycomb. They changed the flavor to that stuff, and then they changed it back. Bought the box. It was crazy. Watermelon. The queen is leaving us speechless. Mhm. He said he'll reconsider. Well, I don't know what you thought, watermelon baby. You got power, honey. I just need you to tap into it. You are such a powerful being. And I just want you to know that this here, January the 1st, 2024, you're way more powerful than you understand or recognize. Or maybe you don't realize that you're able to have that. Yeah. Yeah, use your power, honey. Man, I'm just saying. I mean, leftover macaroni, seafood macaroni. Yeah. We all need to hear it sometime because whether we understand it or not, we all are powerful in our own way for our own purposes. But a lot of times I think it seems so far fetched. Like, I can't do anything about that. Yes, you can. Especially if it pricks your heart. Anything that pricks your heart makes you feel some kind of way, something that irritates the hell out of you, you have the power to do something about it. Otherwise, it wouldn't bother you. I always say, you want to know what you're supposed to be doing? Whatever burdens you the most, you probably carry a solution for it. And that may come by way of identifying with something you've been through or something you don't know nothing about. But if it get all in your heart and you feel like, oh, this is oh, that's probably something you carry a solution for. And I think that's why a lot of people run around on uh, on these missions and not succeeding in what they're trying to do because they just want to do something. Like, say for instance when they say help your community. I think we all can help our community in the way we're supposed to or can are able to help. But a lot of people want to be on the so-called front line, and because they're not really called to be in that position, it never worked. It just turned into a big stack of nothing. But that person that's passionate about it, they make moves and things change. You might be standing right next to that person, but because you don't have the same burden as that person, it doesn't have the same result. So it's kind of like not following blindly into something just because you have a feeling about it, because you know it's wrong. It don't mean that you're supposed to fix it from the same vantage post of a lot of people. Sometimes your solution comes by way of your research that you do, finding out things that you might be able to share with somebody else that's at a different space with it. Sometimes You might be called to pray for a situation and keep your hands and mouth out and off of it. I think when we get intentional, those are the things that we tap into. What we really are capable of impacting. Some things we're supposed to be cheering and rooting on, and some things we're supposed to be front and center and heading up. That's how I see it. That's why I always say I stay in my lane. You wouldn't see me outside marching and nobody's protest. Why? Because that ain't my lane. It ain't because I think less of what they're marching or protesting for. But if that's not my lane and I'm out there, I'm just basically in the way. Now, if I'm supposed to advocate in another way, that's what I need to find out. I recognize that a lot of times things that work before are not going to work now. So a lot of us take up an approach of a past person's way, and it doesn't change a thing ever. We have to understand. I mean, even in the cases of how Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X did things, a lot of those things, when we try to implement it today, it doesn't work because we're supposed to be taking something from them and adding what we have inside of us to make something else that goes above and beyond where they were then. We don't use things as stepping stones. We try to duplicate it and redo it when that's not what we should be doing. Times and everything are so much different now. So it's almost like going into a mode of insanity because we're trying to fix something the same exact way as it was done in the past 50 years ago when we're 50 years later than then. So the solution is definitely not going to be the same. Can some of that stuff work? Absolutely, 100%. Ooh. But we just have to apply ourselves. And like I said, that's not my lane. I'm not an advocate for all this stuff. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not protesting and changing. I got to start with my house first. Then whenever my house is fixed, I might can go outside next door and up the street. But until then, you will not see me in front of nobody at City Hall and all that stuff. Because I feel like there's an order that we go in. How dare you try to fix something that's broader than the things inside your home, but you going for this before you even try to fix the things inside your home. It starts with home first. When everything, what they say, sweep around your own front door, when things in front of our front door are right there, then we have more ability to fix things that go beyond our front door. And I think that's why we don't have a lot of solutions, because people ignore what's going on in their own home, in their own space, to try to fix things on such a broad scale. But because your home is out of order, you'll never impact anything else. Ain't no different than saying if a man don't work, he don't. You think you're gonna really go out here and make a change or something? Your whole house is lopsided, upside down, inside out. You got a bad relationship with your children, bad marriage, your house dirty, you ain't working right, your bills ain't paid. You really think you gonna go out here and change the world? See, that's part of becoming a better me, a better you. To make sure that we're in proper order so that we can be effective out here in this world. And we can make a difference. We can make a change. But if we're not operating our best selves, I mean our best being, I guess, then how can you help anyone else? If you help someone else from a broken space in your own world, then you're doing your whole family a disservice. You're doing your home a disservice. I can go out here and help these people and it worked for them, but I can't do whatever I need to do for my own space. It's almost like time out for that. People get so caught up in having a name or being seen or saying, look what I did. They leave their own home front turned upside down. That's why you have people out here right now being revealed for certain things. Because somewhere they was out of order. And when you're out of order, eventually it shows. People put on a huge facade and be out here doing the most, acting like they got it all together. People be out here fooled, like, oh my God, look at them. They got this, they got that. I want that, and I want this. And the whole time, that person is a Satanist, a Hellion, a Luciferian. Ain't nothing what it seems with a whole bunch of people. That's why it's best to just start with your own home. What do I need to be here at home? Because if everything is good on ground zero, no matter what come against you, nothing can shift or shake that. You got your stuff in order. You got your stuff together. I know what. I'm looking forward to this new stability so I can get back to doing my videos and just really having those focus moments that we used to have. Versus these random moments, which are good. I'm not saying the random moments will leave, but I'll be like, I miss coming on here and just, man, being on fire for whatever it is I'm talking about in that moment. Getting up the next day and having that fire come again. Not that the fire isn't there, it's just I got a whole lot going on, man. A lot. But I know within the next 90 days, there will be a lot of balance and stability. It's all about patience. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, if I didn't meet my friend, I would be gone back to Ohio. And that would probably be the lack of patience. That's why I don't discount anything that happens in life. God puts before us, like I always say, He do what we can't do for ourselves. No, I'm not giving a person credit for me being here. What I'm saying is God will use anybody to keep you on your mark if He feels like you're about to. Well, when He knows you're about to shake off, waver. Even though we have free will to do so, I don't think that means He'll not attempt to show you, no, not that way, this way. Because right now I could take him out of the situation and continue on my same journey. Because I was reminded, why I'm here. Sometimes we just need that extra. Like I said, I don't know anyone here, a couple people. So to know somebody other than a couple people is a help in itself. It ain't got nothing to do with like relationship or anything like that. Just another person to know, another person to support you, another person to uh, affirm you, to cheer you on. Anybody can use those things because there's always a moment where any one of us can feel like giving up. Even if you come on here, a lot of times we come on here, we don't know what each other are going through. But we have people like Gary that pops up and will pour a whole word into somebody. He don't know what that person needs in that moment. And that person may never say. But it be little instances like that other people are used in our lives to keep us on our square, to keep us going forward versus taking a stop or going back. Bust it, bust it, bust it down, Brown. Bust it, bust it. Wiggle, wiggle, shake, shake. Wiggle, wiggle, shake, shake. 2024. Shake it, bake. Bust it. Bust it. You hear me? I'm gonna make up a song, huh? Yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm grateful. And if I don't carry nothing else in 2024, it is not to be a new me, but to be a better me. I'm with every intention, with every bone in my body, I intend to be better. With every thought, every move, every step, everything that I set out to do, I intend to be better. So if waking up and being a woman is something that I'm doing, then that means I plan to be a better woman. Hey, Clean. Happy New Year. I'm tired of the cliche. New year, new me. Nobody ever changes when they say that. Maybe it's because they're not supposed to be new. Maybe it's just supposed to be better. Maybe if we called it exactly what it is, we'll start to see those things happen. Because if we're saying a new year, new me, we're looking for something new. While all the time you're getting better, you never recognize it because you're looking for new, this new me. Look for the better me. If you took 10 shots last year and you start taking 7 this year, that's better. And I don't know if that's better. If you ate too much pork in 2023, if you eat less or none at all in 2024, that's better. If you didn't save no money at all in 2023, but you saving $25 a week so far this year, that's better. Let's not change. Let's do better. Let's implement the things we haven't done that caused us not to have those so-called changes we thought we needed. Because a lot of times it wasn't that we didn't change. We just didn't implement things that we needed to do to see the things we thought we should be seeing. And I can speak for myself on that. We can sit here and do damn near nothing all year long and be complaining like a mug. But it's a lot of areas we don't apply ourselves. And that's why we didn't see those things manifest. It had nothing to do with nothing else. We weren't the devil. We shortchange ourselves all the time and then blame the devil. Faith without works is dead. So if you got faith but you just sitting there waiting, check your faith. Because if you got faith, that automatically says get up, get out, and do something. Because I'm trying to see something I can't see right now, but I believe it's going to happen. So I need to do everything I need to do. Move that box, move that tree, go over that block, kick that down right there. Boom. That was work. But when you did all that, you saw what it was you thought you were supposed to see by faith. Man, this food is so good, y'all. Right, Gary? Whatever didn't work last time, don't pick that sucker up unless you see a part of it that would work and apply it with something else. And if it didn't work at all, don't do it again. Don't have your mindset to say, I know it didn't work last year, but I just believe it's going to work. Unless you know what you know when you know when you know. Good. Because it's busting. No, I'm saying. That's one thing I hate about the phone because, man, Yeah, I know. I'm trying to eat and keep on a good schedule so I can get to work on time. But man, it's seafood, macaroni, and cheese. I think I ate all the lobster out, but it's like crab and shrimp left. Just good eating. It tastes like how I feel about life. It's good. It's all good. Just know I'm getting nourishment to my body. Cause I was starving a minute ago. I ain't gonna lie. I was starving. But that's a multitasking thing. I'm willing to eat and come on here and chit chat with my folks. I was gonna go live last night, but I ain't have it in me, man. I had this headache that just wouldn't quit. It was bad. I believe it was a mixture of tension and sinus. I don't know. But I think the medicine, when I finally took it, didn't even hardly work. I just had to go back to sleep. So y'all gonna make me have to look for that movie now. Bitty bitty bum bum. Selena's. He with the bitty bitty bum bum, and I'm all like, Selena's. That was an awesome movie. So right now, I guess my biggest thing is just wishing everybody a happy new year. I about to say a merry new year. A happy new year. I pray prosperity over everyone's life that is here, everyone that may come later. Don't second guess, don't doubt yourself. Go for it in this year. Don't make it like last year. You did things just because it sounded good. Do it. If you say it, do it. And if you don't believe it, don't say it. Say what you believe and then do it. We've been talking about uh, what we see by faith, not necessarily like right now. I'm looking at a great Nissan in front of me, but by faith, I own two Nissans, and I'm gonna put them on Turo, and people are gonna be able to rent cars from me. That's a way to think. Not necessarily that Turo is a route I want to take, but that's just an example of what seeing something by faith would be. I'm sitting in front of two houses. I can own two houses and be renting them out and have my own. I can see that by faith. Sky's the limit. You know what I mean? Like, we're all capable of so much, but a lot of us sit here and we wait for somebody else to do it so we can indulge, partake. You do it. Whatever it is you're waiting on somebody else to do, you're probably supposed to be doing. I don't know if that's a restaurant, a book, a store, a daycare, whatever it is. Don't wait for somebody else to do it if it's in your heart. Start to work on it. Start to write that vision out. Write the vision and make it plain, they say. The lack of vision, lack of knowledge, my people perish. Don't let your vision go into the category of lack. Produce. Even if it seems kind of strange, you know what I mean? Sometimes the strangest things be the thing that people need the most. And I don't know what's classified as strange, but it may just be strange to you. The fact that you even thought about it. I did have a headache. It was really bad too. My head was hurt when I was talking to y'all. And it started about like 8 p.m. And I finally took medicine after New Year because it just would not stop. I don't like that kind of pain. I really don't, because it gets me frustrated. And if ain't nothing else I hate more than anything, it's being frustrated. Lord have mercy. Me and frustration are not friends. I know I'll be feeling good at work tonight. I sure hope we ain't it actually did work. Yeah. I'm gonna say it worked, but consider my head was hurting for like 40 minutes after I took the medicine. I'm just gonna say the medicine on top of a little bit of sleep helped. I really thought I could drink the headache away. In all honesty. You know, sometimes you have a little headache and you know, take a little shot. No, that didn't work yesterday. But my drinks was good. I was making the infamous Ruby relaxers that they have at Ruby Tuesday. Oh man, it was good. The only thing is I really need to be on a nap right now. Look, y'all be proud of me. I ain't been taking no kind of energy drinks at work for like the last week and a half. Cause for a minute there, I would go get one before work and then have one at work. I changed my mindset, and it helps me to manage the fact that I have to be there from 7 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. But I do it in segments. So it's like when I get there at 7, my first break is at 10 o'clock. So I know that's my first push. That's my first goal. I don't think about nothing else. It's about to be 10 o'clock soon. And a lot of times lately, 10 o'clock been coming super fast. Then I have 12 o'clock to 12:30 lunch. So I always know that after 10 o'clock, y'all look, I got a routine. After 10 o'clock break, we come back at 10:15, right? I go back to my post, but then I leave back out and go to use the restroom and stuff. By the time I get back, it's dang on there 10:45. So now 12 come pretty quick after that. Now the hard part is getting from 12 to the next break at 3 o'clock. Because when the three o'clock break comes to 3:15, I do the same thing I did at 10 o'clock. I go to break, and then when I get back, I go use the restroom and all that stuff. So that kills me another 15 minutes or so. Now we gotta push to 5:30. When I tell y'all 4:45 to 5:30, that's when all the sleep come in, the everything. Like, oh my goodness, it'd be like this is the longest 45 minutes of my life. But I started to learn the routine of the plant. Most people are pretty much done working by like 5 o'clock. So about like 4:50, you start walking around a little bit. You might go to the restroom, whatever. So 5 o'clock comes. Yeah. You be doing a little bit of nothing by the time about 5:15 or 5:10 to 5:30. It's basically shut down. Everybody just be standing there. So you kind of learn the way of the plant and it makes it go by a little better. I ain't gonna say I still don't have them days where I be like, oh my God, I can't. Proud of you, Nick. Thank you for not giving up on the seed that was planted for you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Gary. No, I can't give up. I gotta see this thing through. Because y'all know I didn't come here with my only intentions coming here was a fresh continuation, rebuilding and going forward. I didn't come here with no ideas of meeting nobody. I didn't come here with none of that. 5 p.m. I'm drinking something, but not a lot. I gotta work it already. Why you gotta wait to? Oh, you at work now? That's why you gotta wait to 5 p.m. Shit, I've been drinking since it wasn't that late. I didn't start that early. Hey Diane, happy birthday, happy New Year, and happy birthday because that had to come out for some reason. It may not be your physical birthday, but maybe you're about to birth something, my hun, and I'm here for it. I hope everything goes well in this year. I hope that last year you picked up a lot of things that you needed to carry in this year, and be the better Diane, be the stronger Diane. You know? We all need that boost. I found myself missing my parents at midnight, and that was kind of odd for me, but yeah. Shed a tear or two and throw up some absolute. Love your mom and dad. I know what it is. I wish they was here so that I could take my friend and be like, "Hey, this is my dad. This is my mom." It's something about not being in a relationship for a very long time, and then you meet somebody, but on the other side of meeting somebody, the people you hope were there for those moments aren't there. So I can't take someone to my dad. No one can go to my dad for my hand. I can't say, "Ma, this is such and such." That's a hard pill to swallow. It's not being able to share moments in your life that are happy moments, ex- expected or unexpected. So it be those times where I be like, man, I wish my dad could see. I wish I could call my mom and tell her. I don't think we'll ever be without those moments, but I've learned to just celebrate as if I made a good choice and my dad would be pleased with this. Based upon just how things are different than other moments. I know my dad will be happy. Y'all listen. I'm gonna tell y'all in a moment of transparency. Y'all know how they said men are supposed to be gentlemen, right? And let's say you're a woman who's like myself, who's for many years been by herself. And I know I'm capable of carrying 15 bags of groceries probably all at once, right? Because that's what I got to do. Ain't nobody around me helping me. But it's a thing where I guess what I'm trying to say is don't be so caught in that way of where you had to do things that when help comes, it's so foreign to you. You still trying to like I physically had to stop myself from trying to do certain things because I don't have to do it right now or anymore. This man won't let me carry a bag, and I'll be looking like, why are you carrying all these bags? I can help. But just like a couple of days ago, I thought about it. I said, well, why are you trying to help when this person is saying, give me all of this? A lot of time we look for people to carry some of our stuff. We want God to take on all our burdens and things like that. But then we get somebody that can physically help us with things that are heavy at times, hard to hold on to, carry by ourselves. You get somebody to say, just give it all to me. And it's like you're sitting there like, okay, but I can help, but I can help. I had to physically just make myself be like, stop, give it to them. Why am I fighting to get somebody telling me to give them everything to carry, to try to carry something, when I've been tired of carrying everything by myself for years? Don't let your old self get in the way of new things happening for you. Like, just because I'm used to carrying 52 bags, if somebody comes along and say, give me all 52, I don't supposed to say, well, here's 40. I'll take the other 12. He said, give me all 52. So therefore, I must relinquish all 52. That's an adjustment. That's an adjustment for me. And I don't think it's really getting rid of your old self, Gary. I think it's just understanding that I'm still my old self. I can still carry all 52 bags without a problem, but I have help. I don't have to. That's the thing about it. It's not about my old self. It's about understanding that I don't have to do this. Even if I carried 22 bags and he carried the rest of them, it's still about I didn't have to carry all 52. But you know, Diane, sometimes I think that's the thing about it is, especially with women, I can't really say women with like, yeah, women that may not have had that father figure, but if the women were dominant, the dominant people in their life that was showing them the way or whatever, and they basically, I think that from a good place, they teach them know how to do these things for yourself. You don't need a man for nothing. But I think that with society today, when you got that seed planted in you, and then the way the world is, it turns into a whole big monster that is very what's the word, repellent to a lot of things that could benefit us. Like you said, I can't keep a relationship. I can do it all just the way I was raised. You know, we were raised to. Some of us were raised to. You don't need a man, so you get strong. And it ain't that. It's not that your relationships are failing because you were raised to do it yourself. Sometimes our strength can be just masculine. At least that's in my observation. I think that a lot of women come off masculine, and it's only because we've been raised to be able to do things for ourselves. But a lot of women turn that into, I don't need a man to do nothing. I need a man for a whole bunch of things. That's one thing I ain't never subscribed to. However, I don't need to strain my back because I can. I don't need to pick up this 52-inch TV because I know I can. When I got somebody that can do it with much more ease than I can. That's why I say it's hard. It was hard for me. Even though it ain't been that much time, I find myself saying, don't pick up the bags. Because I've been to have 3 bags in my hand, be rest to go. And this man says, give me that. Give me that too. You look like you carry too much. Give me that. Give me your purse. I can carry my own purse, bruh. But it's like that. Well, a man can look at you and say you carry it too much, then you need to give it to him. I kept my purse. But I understand if he see I'm carrying too much, then I need to allow him to take it. Because that means he can carry it. It's not up to me to say, no, this is too much for you. Because I believe that when it is, he'll take 2 trips versus me even having to carry anything. I think that's the part of the woman that has to be softened, when we've been raised to be most capable. Exactly, Gary. I have to accept help, especially when man, sometimes we be crying out for help, but I guess we want the help we want. My help was never help me carry these bags. I don't want to pay no bills. Watermelon, you crazy. Well, if you need to be carrying, then you need to let him carry you. But also, I think a lot of times as I can't speak for me. I'm only speaking from a woman's point of view because I am a woman. I think a lot of times we've been dealt so much bull crap that that was one of my biggest fears is that if someone comes along, I hope I recognize if it's good. We done been dealt so much crap. We feel like it's easier to handle it ourselves than to take a chance on something that seems a little different than before. But I'm just gonna throw it in the bucket with everything before because they all turned out to be this way. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this. The next thing you know, that person is gone. How many times have we done that? I think, I can't really say I've chased away anybody that was probably for me or that was there helping me because I can't really recall it. But I have to think that what if I did somewhere? All I know is this point forward, I'm not doing that because if I am the weaker vessel, I need to understand that I'm very strong in my weakness. I'm very strong and capable as far as what I can do, can't do, know how to do what I'm supposed to do. But I don't need to do everything if I don't have to. Did it scare me? Um, hmm, did it scare me? You know what happened, Gary? Honestly, well, hell, I don't think I told y'all how it went. This is how it went. As I said, I said I'll tell y'all the story one day. When I've been here, I ain't been dealing with nobody, nothing like that. I had my friend, but it was no, whatever. Um, I've been out of relationship since 2015. And when I got out of that relationship, because I thought it was just so, yes, that's it. I didn't want to go forward into another relationship carrying anything, no expectations from before, no putting somebody else in the same shoes as that last person. You know how sometimes we'll give somebody and anything that seems familiar, boom, oh heck no, that's just like that one. And I didn't want to do that. So I took myself off of the dating market for 5 years. And when I say dating, I mean no dinner, no movies, no sex, no nothing. 5 years. And during that time, I had a time of healing. You know, it was bigger than me abstaining. It was bigger than me not being in a relationship. It was me understanding me knowing why I was this way, that way, why I accepted this, how I got myself into that. All those things, because we are always the common denominator in all of our situations, whether we were in the right or wrong. I believe we start with self to fix anything. So even if your self was, oh, I was just too kind, I should have let that go a long time ago, then I got to be accountable for that. But I learned about myself. And in learning about myself, I learned what I wanted and what I didn't want. I learned why I was attracting what I didn't want or what wasn't necessarily good for me. So, therefore, when I did open back up to dating, I would always say, I just hope I recognize it when it comes. That was my biggest fear. It was not really falling back into the same patterns. It was not passing up something because I didn't see good. You know? So one day I was in the store, the gas station, and in this gas station, the Wawa, um, I was in like they had like two registers, one on different opposite sides. I was on one side, he was on the other. And I was looking and something just caught my eye and it was strange in a sense because I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I just kept looking. Well, he was standing there at the register. Don't see me at all. I'm just observing, I guess. And I see a woman next to him, and I'm like, dang, is that his mom? Is that his woman? Is he with her? But I'm just looking the whole time, and I'm like, he probably with her, whatever. So I go on by my business with my transaction, and I noticed that after his transaction, he was waiting because in this place you can buy food and things. And he was waiting for food, and I was still. It's like a magnet, if that makes any sense. It was like a magnet, and I'm like drawn to this person, and I'm like, dang. So I still end up leaving. And when I left, I got in my car and I pulled off. But then some said, no, don't pull off, park. So I parked again. I literally left one parking spot and parked next to the car that was next to me. And I still just waited. And in my waiting, I seen that he wasn't with that lady. Came out the store by himself. So then I pulled up. I ain't gonna tell y'all the rest of the part from when I pulled up. Because he gonna come on here one day and we're gonna talk about it because it's really funny. But I would say that when I saw the person, it was something different. It was something that I had not. It was almost weird because I can't really explain it. Um, I did initiate the conversation. I think I told y'all that, and it resulted in an exchange of numbers and everything. And I called one person after that, my friend Adrian, that come on here sometime, and I'm like, I met somebody, and I couldn't explain the man. And only thing I could say, it was biblical. And I like, honestly, I still don't understand why I kept saying that right now. I'm pretty sure I will one day. But I'm like, if I can't, only way I can explain him is he's biblical. He's biblical. And all I can say was I don't know if it's Joseph, Jacob, Jesus, Moses. He biblical. And then he called me. And right after that he called me. We talked on the phone for like 2 hours. And from that day till today, or from the next day to today, I haven't been away from that person and I don't want to be. It's not one of them things that come where it's like, I need a break from you. So it's weird in a way. But I factor in the fact that I what I told myself is remember your prayers. I never really prayed for a specific person, or I've taken challenges that pray for your future spouse. I never, one time out of 5 years I prayed for a future spouse. And I pray mostly in the spirit. So I have no idea, what I referred to God. But what I do know is there's things that I would say in my past where I would say, I'm cool with being by myself because when I do meet somebody, it's not gonna take long. I would say, I'm gonna meet somebody and there were specific things that I said that give me a level of comfort right now. To not feel scared, not feel insecure. Even if it didn't work tomorrow, I still have so much to take from the situation to prepare for the next, which I don't really think is going to happen. But I'm just saying it's not one of the things where I'm like just caught up, like, oh my God, is it? It's one day at a time. It's one day at a time, and I'm enjoying each day. I think it's when people been hurt most of their lives, the person comes to them in the fashion that they desire. They will ask, "What's the catch?" and be scared, right? And that's the thing that I talk myself through because I watch other people say, "Nah, it's too good to be true. Nah, this ain't this. This ain't that." That's one thing I didn't want to do is to be that person that said, "Yeah, they all act right at first." You know, I'm willing to get to know this person from this day forward. I'm willing to, if I see something that's reminiscent, to address it because it may not be the same thing. It might just be familiar to me because it's not the same person. I'm willing to, like I said, continue to get to know a person and allow, what God is doing to just happen. whatever that may be. I don't feel like I'm rushing. That's the one thing I can say. In a situation like mine, some people like, make sure you take your time. Don't rush too fast. It doesn't feel rushed. Um, I feel like we're just being. However it's supposed to be, we're being. We're not forcing anything. We're not pushing anything. We're not hurrying anything. It's like, I don't know if y'all have ever met somebody and you talk to them, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you for years. I don't have that feeling. It's not one of them things where, oh my God, it just feel like we've been together for a year. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like this moment. You know what I mean? Every day is a moment. It doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel nothing. I just feel like each day is a new day that we grow knowing each other, having fun. I'm learning to be a little more, I guess, dependent because I sure as heck don't want to be independent all the time. So it's a process and a learning thing, but I can only think of it as being beneficial for the future. However far we go in the future, whether it's to next week or to marriage forever, each day counts for something. And that's how I'm moving in the situation. Each day counts for something. I don't feel any kind of, where I don't know if you guys have ever met somebody and you feel a little bit of worry. I don't feel no worry. I feel like from day one, I feel like this dude would do anything for me that I needed to be done if he could. And that's the thing right there that would scare a lot of people. Oh, nah, this ain't it. People don't do that. But I believe that's for me, no matter who it come through, it's for me. There is somebody that wants to take care of me. There is somebody that's going to help me through every moment in my life. It's up to me to receive it and be willing to let it happen. Like I said, I don't have any kind of doubts, worries, fears, or none of that. And that's what's new for me. Is to not to get that little ding 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 and you be like, you push past that ding ding and you shouldn't. I haven't got ding ding. There's no ding ding ding. Red flag warning. And anything that does bother me, I'm able to carry it to this person and say, hey, even though I'm not good at always saying it up front, I process things. But I know I can, whenever the case may be. I've learned that there's still a lot of things that I am working through. Even through all the healing that I went through, there's still things that I'm working through as an individual. So when I pick up on those things, either I hone in on how to correct it, or I'm able to say, "Hey, this is me. This is how I'm feeling." We can say communication is everything. What the what? What? We can say what the what? What, Gary? We can say communication is everything, but if you're not communicating, you are not really worthy of saying that sentence. Because that means saying something even when you're scared. Now, like I said, my biggest flaw would not be saying anything in a moment because I feel like if I don't process what I'm saying, even it might take an hour to process, it might take 24 hours to process. But I need to allow that process because I don't want to act out of emotion and say anything I don't mean to say. Or maybe I was angry in a moment and I choose to be quiet. You know what I mean? Sometimes silence is our best friend. When you don't know what to say or how to say something, sometimes it's okay not to say nothing and revisit when you're in a better mind space. Because I can pop off. Ooh. And what the what is Gary? What the what? What the what about what? With the eyeballs. But yeah, that's a true statement though. People be hurt and they be hold on to the hurt versus looking looking to being healed. of that pain that happened and understanding that this is not that person. Choose my actions carefully. What do you mean? I mean, I understand what that means, but that could mean anything. But how does that relate? How are you relating it to the conversation in this moment? Yeah. What I'm learning is a lot of times people will mess up something because of their own self. Now that's the truth. It was like an agreement with the what? Something you had been thinking too, like what the what? I mean, I don't get it. I feel like, you know what, even though I'm 51 years old, I feel like once again I'm growing up. You know, as it pertains to my responsibilities for my own life, as it pertains to embarking in onto a new relationship, because I'm coming from a place now of understanding and knowing what I want, having some experiences that were not good, some that were okay but didn't pan out to anything. So it's like you get to take all those things and apply it to your now. And I'm very aware of that about myself, you know. I actually can escalate or de-escalate a problem. Yeah, that's true. And that's why I say I'm well thought out with my actions, you know. Even my responses versus reactions, you know. I have to think. And if I can't think of a response in 10 minutes, then I don't say nothing until I push down all those things that could be a hindrance to what I need to say. All those things that pose a negative around a positive. I wait until I'm clear of those things because in the flesh or out of our own human emotions, man, we'll be done and started and made something happen that wasn't even supposed to be happening. And also I think that that's a thing that I don't do well of articulating because I have before, but I don't think it, like sometimes I may be feeling some kind of way, but I'm processing and I'm not going to say anything until I have the proper words because I don't want to speak irrationally or purely off of emotion. If I'm angry, I don't want to speak out of anger. You know, those I think those are grown up things is to take a minute to process something so that you do respond and not react. We say, oh, dry chicken noodles. Stir the pot with no water in it. Dry chicken noodles stuck to the pan. Yeah, exactly. And that's even with actions. We have to really, I have to process things. That's just me. Oh, I locked you out. I have to process things. But here I am at an hour and 34 minutes. Why you like you running? Yes. So I came to my hour and 34 minutes and to the end of the time that I was killing and I came to talk to you guys. So is this the right side of the street? So I am going to go so that I can put my seatbelt on and be a proper citizen of the United States of America in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. What's wrong with you? I'm going to try my hardest to have a good work evening. Until the next time, I thank you guys for listening to me talk loud. Need to share my heart. Hope that I said something that resonated with you. And if it wasn't for you, you know somebody else it is for, share it. Sharing is caring. As always, you're more than welcome. Hit the cash, yeah. Hit the cash. I don't know what I got to get that out for 2024. I can't be saying it like that. But more importantly is to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend. Hey, what we got going on here? Until next time, I will speak with you guys later. All right now.